Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick video. I want to apologize for the video that I uploaded yesterday. I had some technical difficulties with the reception. So hopefully this video is much clearer and the sound is better. Number one, I just need to get some things out the way. I want to thank everyone for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have some new subscribers, so I really appreciate you guys. Also, if this is your first time viewing me on YouTube, if you can, please subscribe to the channel. And everyone that's watching the videos, please make sure you take the time to like the videos so I can get the videos out. Also, if you're watching me from Facebook, I wanted to announce I have a Facebook group, and it's a quick guide on how to boost your credit. Everyone is invited to join the group. I should leave some links will be left in the video. If you're watching me via YouTube, feel free to come and join me on my Facebook group and to get the information. I'm also kicking off a 2020 credit kickoff for the new year. It'll be starting January 2nd, 2020. So the prerequisites that I'm asking everyone to kind of have together when you come in, make sure you pay your bills on time for this month and every month coming up prior to that, because if you miss a payment, it will drop your credit score maybe close to 50 points the initial first 3 months. So make sure you take care of that, from 20 to 50 points. So make sure you don't want a setback while you're working on your credit. Also get some kind of credit monitoring system. If it's Credit Karma, feel free to do that. You just want to look at the information and the usage on your card, so it gives you an idea when we're starting off. If you don't know, I have 3 book titles that I have released. My recent one is a quick guide on how to boost your credit and stop collections. I also have a quick guide on how to get student loan relief and improve your credit score, and a quick guide how to boost your credit fast using merchandise cards. That's a good read for everyone. It actually, if you read that book before we start the credit challenge, it will prepare you to increase your credit score. That one is a surefire way. If you need to see a boost in your credit score to 22, close to 50 points, depending on your credit, you can see that within 30 days. And depending on the timing, you can see it within four days on the reporting. So make sure you check that book out, and that should just really be a prerequisite for everybody. If you have Kindle Unlimited, feel free, you can go over there and read the book for free. So you can read all my books for free, and if you're interested, you can just buy them if you want. It's something that you want to keep long term. So let's get into the video. I was making a video on what you need to know before you pay collection companies. Number one, what you need to know, collections that's been charged off is the weakest type of collections. When a collection is charged off, what that means is that credit card company or the original creditor actually got a tax credit from the IRS. That's because the IRS compensated them for their loss. So in return, the original creditor cannot collect from you anymore, because it would be an unjust enrichment. They will actually make a profit. If they lost $2,000 on the deal with you, then get a $2,000 tax credit from the IRS, they really made $4,000. So being that they can't legally do that, what they do is package up all their debts and sell it in a portfolio to collection agencies or companies. And what they'll do is sell that portfolio for thousands of dollars, and the system, they keep making money. So don't feel bad about this. They don't take a loss. They really don't. And if you've been paying interest on that account, they've been making money the whole time. So it's really not, a lot of people feel guilty. They're not taking a loss. So in return, they sell your information to credit agencies who are buying these portfolios as an asset, because what they're going to do, not only pursue you, but other people just like you to make an income every month, a performing asset. Now, the problem is, especially when it comes down to credit card companies, or even any other, possession that's especially long standing, a lot of times they resell these accounts from collection company to collection company. And you have a right to show that they really do own the debt. So you can demand the chain of sale from them. And you want to know the linkage of who they sold from this one to that one to that one to this one, because you want to see. It's almost like doing a title search on real estate property. Is there somewhere it was a chain of ownership broken that they really didn't transfer the sale of the debt? So a lot of times when you challenge these collection companies on that, they'll send you a affidavit of destroyed instrument. You can send them an affidavit. And what it's saying with the affidavit of destroyed instrument, they will have an employee to swear that they purchased this debt on this date and that date. With an affidavit, what it's saying is by penalty, by law, that person can be prosecuted if these facts are not in order. It's like a sworn statement that can be used in court. But you can send them an affidavit, and that's just statements of the facts. I never did business with your company, ABCD, EFG company. I never received any goods and services with your company. I never, owed a debt to your company, and I live in this state, such and such and such. What you do when you don't, you put these sworn statements, you can just go to your bank and have it notarized. So what makes it an affidavit is being notarized in front of an officer. So don't sign that form until you get to, your bank or in front of a notary, and then you can send it back to them. And usually that stops it right there, where they can't take it a step further. Now, if they choose to take it a step further, you can also request other documents. Like I tell you guys, it's all about the law of contracts and how a contract is bound. So written, they could do it verbally, or using somebody's services like a taxi cab. If you jump in a cab, you use the cab, you owe them the payment from the services. A lot of times this is what credit card companies try to stand on. But the problem with that is at the construct of that agreement, they have to show you agreed with them to be able to sell and assign the debt. Any of you guys that's homeowners and went through a closing, the reason why you sign all that document, because you are agreeing for that mortgage company to be able to assign a debt and resell that debt. But with credit card companies, when you get that card in the mail, no one rarely signs it and sends it back. So they have a problem for the agency, the collection company, to prove that point out. Another point I wanted to make, you got to be careful when you're paying this debt, because number one, you guarantee that debt to be on your credit for 7 years. Understand the last payment, the last activity that you make on that debt, and a lot of people will negotiate the debt and just pay it to a collection company. You're guaranteeing for that to report on your credit for the next 7 years to somebody you don't even owe the debt to. Another thing, what you actually enact is voluntary payment doctrine. So if you pay a debt and it's not yours, but you pay it, basically you're saying you're accepting the debt. It is mine. So you bound an agreement with a company you never did business with, and you actually validated that agreement by making a payment. Another thing that they do is collection companies, they call you over the phone on a recorded line because they try to establish a verbal contract. If you tell them, I don't want my call recorded, call me on a non-recorded line, they will hang up. And they will not call you on a non-recorded line because they know that really they're on the verge of doing fraudulent activity. You really agree with them when you start to negotiate or make any kind of verbal agreement with them and sending a payment. You're activating this voluntary payment doctrine. You're building an agreement with them. Another thing you have to be aware, if that debt is beyond the statute of limitations in your local state to collect on that debt, and you pay that debt, you can now activate what's called the barred time debt. It's a barred time debt. That means the time is barred for them to collect on that debt. And when you pay it, say you stop paying that debt 2 years prior, that statute of limitation ended for them to collect that debt, and you make a payment, they can backtrack now. And a $900 debt that originally that they could collect for, if it's a credit card, they can hit you with interest and fees to that extended 2 years, an additional 2 years. So you might have a $900 debt that's now up in the thousands because you made a payment to them, and now they can go after you for back fees and interest. So you have to be aware of that. If that account is also really a result for identity theft, you can have that debt removed within 4 days. You have to send them the proper date paperwork, and by federal law, they have to remove that from reporting the bureaus and that company within the matter of 4 days. So I hope that this video was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. And if you have any other, ideas or information you want to know going